Do not attempt the techniques you are about to see without consulting a professional. On this episode of The Dog Whisperer.
One day as I walked by the lawnmower, I heard this and here she was just licking. And as I reached for her, she grabbed on my arm and bit.
Marley's aggression issues were evident from the start.
One morning I went to feed him. He just went nuts. He's prone to violence, and I'm afraid of him.
When good dogs go bad, there's one man who's their best friend. Cesar Millan.
No dog is too much for me to handle. I rehabilitate dogs, I train people. I am the Dog Whisperer.
Flight attendants Laverne Kiefer and Kathy McGovern love the careers that have carried them all over the world. They never imagined their airline jobs would turn them into dog rescuers as well.
I started going to Japan in 1987, and there were some other airline people that were walking dogs that were chained up in the area, usually guarding park and rides to the airport. They were out in the heat and freezing cold, snow, rain, miserable weather, monsoons, 24/7, 365 days a year.
The miserable conditions suffered by the parking lot guard dogs inspired Laverne and Kathy to recruit other airline personnel to help walk and feed the dogs during layovers in Japan.
Anytime someone new came to start flying the route to Japan, we would say, we go and we walk these dogs. So we were able to really recruit flight attendants. The only day that they had clean water was the day that we would fill their containers.
After a few years of walking and feeding the parking lot dogs, the women began to bond with another dog, a male Shiba Inu guarding a local residence.
He was in the backyard chained to an elevated wire between two trees, and his brother was also chained. If you would look further, you would see how thin they were. Marley, you could see his ribs, and his coat was like a Brillo pad.
His brother's fur had never grown in fully.
We got permission from the owner then that, we could come by and walk the dogs. So we planned ahead and brought leashes, and we got them out on the road, and they were just so excited to just be free.
After quite a few years, we asked the family if they would consider letting the dogs go home with us. Eventually, they gave in, let us take them home.
On September 2nd, 2006, Kathy brought Marley's brother to a new home in Dallas. Another flight attendant brought Marley to Los Angeles to meet Tara Walls and Tyler Hughes, the Redondo Beach couple who'd volunteered to adopt him.
Marley came into our lives because I got an email at work. It said something like, "Attention rescuers, dog in desperate need of home." So when I opened up the email and I read about this sad story, I decided to send it to my husband and say, "Hey, what do you think? Should we try for this?"
Bringing Marley into the house, it's just, the right thing to do. An animal needs a home. We have the capabilities to do it. We've done it before, and it's just something that we'd like to do.
When we adopted Marley, I would say probably the first 4 or 5 months were really incredibly difficult. We didn't know one another. We didn't trust the dog didn't trust us.
Marley's aggression issues were evident from the start.
We'd heard he might have some food aggression issues. One morning I went to feed him. He just went nuts on both of my legs. He bit me multiple times. He's prone to violence, and I'm afraid of him.
Your first instinct is to yell at him, and at that point he turns and gets vicious. It's a no-win situation. It's his unpredictability. He might be calm one moment, but you don't know what's going to set him off.
I would say for the last 11 months, he's felt more like a renter in this house because he doesn't give much back to us. So it's almost like we feel like we're giving and giving and giving, and we're not getting much in return.
Crazy or not, it's the path we chose, and we want to see it through. We're stubborn people.
We have made this commitment to him. So that's why we're here today. That's why we've done the things that we've done for him, even though at times he hasn't deserved it.
Dog behavior expert Cesar Millan knows that rescue dogs often enter their new homes with issues from the past, but that humans also need to learn how to let go of their dog's sad stories. He arrives to consult with Tara, Tyler, Marley, and the family's other dog, Camden.
It's been 11 months and he's come a long way, but not far enough. And we still are having some major aggression problems. He is incredibly strong, so walking him on the leash, I had a really hard time. I don't want anyone else to get hurt. I probably wouldn't have that fear had he not bitten me in the past. And since he has bitten me, I have the fear that I know he'll bite someone else if he's willing to bite me.
See, a lot of times people focus on what they don't want. They don't want the dog to attack somebody.
Exactly.
But you're focusing on the wrong thing. Because you're saying, I don't want my dog to bite anybody, but that's what happens. You know, instead, this is what I want my dog to do, and this is what I want to create. See, then you create a different flow.
Instead of focusing on the negatives.
Yeah, because that's what you're going to create. The dog doesn't hear that you don't want him to bite somebody. The dog hears you're tense before you open the door.
Exactly.
And of course, we're going to call them unpredictable because we don't understand the psychology behind dogs. They're very predictable. All that is a sign. All that is a language. So, but if you don't see, you only see this, and then that is not their fault. It's your fault by not being calm and observe symptoms. They don't try to attack somebody. They attack somebody.
Yeah.
You know
That's
what I
for
mean?
sure.
They don't trust their dog, so we got to build that. We got to build that right away.
Caesar's first step toward building a trusting relationship with Marley begins at the front door.
This is already pulling. There we go. My space. My time. So that was a correction right there. Right? Door open doesn't mean you're going outside.
Right.
So that is already a command without sound. You claim the door.
It's pretty amazing.
I blocked already the anxiety because now I'm connected to him through the leash. So my legs, it's not a kick, I'm just using my legs to block and ask for more space. So we're already setting the whole conversation. How are we gonna go to the outside world? Hey, little the touch. It's a dog right there. You can put yourself here at the moment that everybody's passing by dogs, so that, you know, teaches him from here, which is a more comfortable area for you, to control the situation. So this way I prevent aggression. He gets anxious and excited. This is your roots of his aggression. So if you block him at this state, and then more likely for you, there we go, this is good. This is surrendering to the exercise.
He's just waiting for your next command.
And my next command can be just close the door.
Right.
See, I want to make it simple for you, so that's why I'm giving you like A, B, C.
Okay.
This is ABC.
good.
This is the door right here. This
Yeah.
is ABC.
The fact that Caesar could come in and control Marley, to not bolt out the door as soon as you open up the door, that was a change for Marley. To actually see him sit there with the door wide open, to get so relaxed that he laid down and he could watch dogs walk by on the street and not react to them was really amazing.
Next, it's Tyler's turn to practice controlling Marley at the door. Production crew members wait outside with Curly and Barnes, two dogs from Caesar's pack.
Very nice. The leash is not tense. That's really good.
Stop her. Candace.
There we go. Nice. So see how your leg becomes a tool? Yes. That's communication. You know, all animals use the whole body to communicate. So, okay, make the step towards the little balcony right there and see the reaction. Right there. Hold on, right there. Right there, correction. To the side. Nice, that one. See, you didn't even touch him. You notice?
Yeah.
He felt the energy coming towards and he snapped out of it. That's it, you don't need.
Okay.
He's reacting. What you can do best is you can relax a little bit more.
Okay.
Yeah, you gotta feed that too, you know? That's right. Happy thoughts. Happy
All
thoughts.
right.
Happy
Okay.
thoughts. Nicely, very nice.
Now it's Tara's turn to try walking Marley between Curly and Barnes.
Little, there you go. There we go. Let's do it again.
We're gonna just switch places?
Yeah, we're gonna switch right now. There we go. There we go. Nice, and then relax the tension. That's right. You can't just give correction and not relax.
Okay.
You want me to show you?
Yeah.
How to do this? You are owning the space right here. Right there. I'm owning the space. Right here a little bit. Hey. There we go, that's good. Snap them at him.
Yeah.
The more he behaves this way, the more access we have to rehabilitate. He's just unsure about going through 2 dogs at the same time.
Yep.
That's it. It's not against you. It's he's never done it.
Yeah.
So he doesn't know how to deal with it. So that's why the more we do it, the more he learns that nothing bad happens. That's
Right.
trust.
Yep.
So let's do it again.
Okay.
I know you can do it. On the middle. Right, that's very good. That was perfect. And yes. Okay, turn around, do it again. There we go, back. Relax the thing. Nice, nice. Very good. And then relax the thing.
I wanted them to experience what it is to own your own world, to be the pack leader of your own world. What is the ripple that you create around you instead of that the environment controls you?
That's really good.
They were great students. They were willing to follow my lead. Not only that, they saw the effect they could create in the neighborhood. They saw how the dogs barking behind fences calm down. They saw how the environment can work for them.
I dreaded the walks, and now I think, wow, we can get him to walk next to us. We can get him to not pull. We can walk by other dogs. It's pretty exciting, you know? I'm actually looking forward to it because I think we can use these tools ourselves.
You're making it happen, man.
Yeah.
Just use one hand now. Yeah, just one hand. Because the other hand, you can grab your wife's hand and that's right. See that? That's how a dog walking thing's supposed to look like.
Yeah.
This is when you create what you want. The dog is gonna believe you anyway.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So if you believe the greatest thing on earth, he says yes.
Yeah, this feels good.
It feels good, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter what happened 500 years ago.
Right.
What counts
It's
is
right now.
exactly what do you want to create.
Next, Caesar wants to address Marley's food aggression issues. Tyler and Tara demonstrate their normal feeding routine.
And then normally we would leave the room and then he'd approach the bowl.
When I saw what they were about to do with the food ritual, I can totally see why the dog would just try to run to it. You know, you throw the food, they go grab it, they compete for it, but you're not paying attention of energy, body language. You're just feeding the dog. You're just throwing food like a wild animal, you know? So what you're bringing is wild self, you know? Never give food to a excited, nervous, tense, anxious, hyper mind ever. Because those are the minds that will hurt you.
I'm just claiming the food. So by doing this, you're practicing dominant behavior. He's gonna get fed once he becomes calm, submissive.
Okay.
You don't see a calm dog.
Confused?
Oh yeah, confused because normally you put the foot on the floor and you run. Now you're putting the foot on the floor and you claim it. Of course there's confusion.
Yeah.
That's good. I'm gonna feed him there because I'm gonna reward that. He has given me avoidance and submission. Just the fact that he's giving me sideways, he's also avoiding. So, shh. Come here. Come on. There you go. Don't let him go through there. He's gonna. There you go. Your job is not to let him go through that door. So watch. Shh. Nope. Like that. It's more calm. You gotta learn to read the expressions and feel the energy.
Yeah.
Doesn't know how to eat with a human next to him. That's respect. For him to move away from food when my hand is still there, that's respect, so I take that. You know, so. And for me to stand there is just a sign that I'm not gonna take it after I give it to you.
Yeah.
Right now, you're so, trust, respect, trust, respect, trust, respect.
Yeah, he knows to respect you and he trusts you now.
Yeah. So, and if I do this on a daily basis where I just, okay, you respect me first, then you eat right next to me. Then you can trust me instead of,
Yeah, exactly.
you know what I mean?
We're the jail wardens.
Jail wardens,
Can't you
that's
tell
right.
Verdun Beach?
You know, you're afraid of the prisoner.
The most important thing I learned today was that Marley needs to trust us as much as we need to trust him. Obviously, he has other issues, and we'll work on those over time. But you know what? Huge first day.
Absolutely.
I think with Tara and Taylor, we went back to ABC. 1, 2, 3. You know, the basics. We do have a dog who's aggressive, but we also have a dog who is very sensitive to the change. That's a plus. Those are the things that I want myself focused. How simple it was for him to snap out of it. It's just a matter of repetitions. Because the dog has the potential. They just have to bring it out. They have to bring it out together.
Thank you.
My pleasure. My pleasure. Look at this guy, totally content.
Caesar promises to return soon to check on Marley's progress.
It's been almost 2 weeks since Caesar was last here, and we've made some progress.
Well, the food issue, after we worked with Caesar on it, we started that day reintroducing the feeding routine, building a trust between both of us.
We've had some great success with Marley taking him on walks. Marley is wearing his backpack. That seems to really help. He seems to be less aggressive. But I would say that it's been 1 step forward and 2 steps back. He seems to be getting more aggressive with our own pets. So that's a bit scary, and that's something we want to talk to Caesar about today.
So how's it going?
Well, for the first time, we heard Marley growl at the cat, and that means that he means business. A couple of days ago, I was out on the back deck with the pets. Camden leaned over to sniff Marley, and he snapped at her. She snapped back, and he bit me in the leg, because I happened to be in the way.
So the bad energy transfer and another behavior.
Yeah.
Have you ever worked on your own issues?
Sure.
You notice you become good in certain areas, and then it goes into another area. So
Yeah.
it really flushes away.
Right.
So it's part of the process. The most important part is that you have a chart that says how good you did on the walk and you mark it. And
Yeah.
that is gonna really pump, you know, your efforts, your self-esteem, and
Yeah.
you know, the power that you have inside you. But you have to remind yourself that you did absolutely fantastic.
Right.
Look at that. That's beautiful. Once the dog gives you a mission, it's your reward for working so hard on becoming a pack leader. I would like to reward you with more challenge, if you don't mind.
We want more challenge.
Yes. How do you feel about coming to the center?
We would love to.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because that is, I think, at least in my mind, the next big step. Because
Yeah,
we
for Marley.
do not and have never tried to introduce Marley to other dogs.
That's what my goal is.
Yeah.
For me to help you to accomplish that.
Yay, we're ready for the
Yeah.
center now. I felt like it was a good pep talk. I was a little concerned that Marley had some new aggressive behaviors around the house that meant we had taken a huge step back. Turns out that's not the case.
Tyler and Tara took it to the next level. They raised the standards. They higher the bar. They step up to the plate. I mean, they really made it happen. So it's just a matter of time. Today was more about letting them know pretty much you're going the right direction. So when somebody tells you you're doing great, you can only keep going. That's it. Don't stop. Keep going.
It's been 2 weeks since we last saw Caesar. It's been a bit of a struggle. We've had some problems lately.
So we're gonna see the reaction of the pack. You stay right, there we go. You come right here. You're walking in. Leash on all the way in the top. If you wanna have more control, watch this. Right away. He is given right away this state of mind, right?
Yep.
So and then human came and started doing this. The only thing human created was more of this. Because it's
Yep.
very important when you enter into anybody's territory with dogs.
Yeah.
They don't project tension.
Okay.
We didn't let his behavior escalate to create unwanted behavior. Hold on. Yeah. This is really good. Very good. He wants to meet.
Yeah.
He actually shows submission. Right? So that's great stuff because we want him to have an experience about being social that day.
Yeah.
All right. Just walk in like this is your house. And you can turn around and see how I control the situation. So the quicker you guys come in, the easier it will become. Look, he's following the pack. We just use instincts to bring him in, right? It was no coaching, it was no food, it's instincts. Nose, eyes, ears, then the pack is gonna go and meet him and see the reaction. Look, that's really good. Very nice, that's really cool.
Never seen that happen before.
Nice. He's tense, you know? Hey, he's tense, but it's unusual to him. This is the first time.
Yeah.
Would you like to bring him in?
Sure.
out, watch out. Hey! I'll tell you right now, you're still, hold on. You can block. Very good, let's block him. Slowly. There we go. That's all we want. He went into a flight state from a fight state.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you were with me, right?
Yes.
What happened?
I think he was looking to provoke. I think he was aggressive.
So you're focusing on the dog. Focus on the handler. What was the
She
connection?
wasn't calm when
Right.
she
And what happened to the dog?
went into a
Yes. And then she brought it face to
Excited
face.
state.
So you brought a tense, not social state dog yet,
Yeah.
back into the pack. Another one sensed that, and that wasn't created by a dog. I just want you to know that that was not the dog. It's very important that you see it. Otherwise, you think it's the dog.
Yeah.
And if people keep seeing it as the dog, they can never transform the relationship. So you want to talk about anything?
Sure.
Tell me.
Marley attacked our cat.
Mm-hmm.
This weekend is 1 year that we've had Marley, and again, unprovoked, he didn't try, he bit the cat, he attacked the cat. He had bitten her with his entire mouth around her body, and that is unacceptable. For me, that's a deal breaker. Marley is not trustworthy. That means I can't live with Marley anymore. If he can't coexist with the cat and the dog, and we can't feel confident...
It sounds like he's trying to find his position within the pack.
And that's the challenge we have, is the pack needs to be Tara and Tyler,
Yeah.
Kashmir, Camden, the Goldfish, good, and
Yeah.
Marley. Marley needs to be at the bottom of the
Yeah.
pack. Marley doesn't see it that way.
Yeah. If you have an aggressive dog, can aggression go away? Absolutely. How fast? I don't know. Every dog is different.
Tyler and I have been living in fear and have been willing to take on the challenge of Marley for the last year. The breaking point for us is putting our pets in that situation, and that's something that we just can't live with.
I don't think it's fair for Marley or us, to be put in that position, and have to keep him separated, until,
Exactly.
For us to live in fear,
That's
that
right.
sort of thing.
Yeah, never honor fear. Even, I don't want to let the dog down, but at the same time, you're fearful. You're letting the dog down. He's living with fear.
Yeah.
That's pretty bad.
Yeah.
That's just as bad as being tied on a chain. Don't live in fear. If that is a source of fear, yeah, you have a choice, which is place him.
Yeah.
Guys like this is the real rehabilitation. This is the real rescue. This is the guy that people put down to sleep.
Which we don't want.
I know.
That's not...
No, we just have to find a human who's willing to see it the way I see it, for him to see, okay, this guy needs exercise, discipline, and needs constant challenge. What I can do for him before if you find a human, you do the whole thing. Before he goes to the new human, he can come here for 2 weeks. So I give him he goes from here, with the state of mind from here.
Caesar's solution to the problem works best for all parties involved. I think there's a lot of hope for Marley in his rehabilitation.
Yeah, we know what we have to do,
Okay.
And
I'm okay with that. And he's okay with that. We just have to find the right human, because we need the right human for this boy. He can do so much good.
When we got the call saying that Caesar had an idea to swap dogs with us, that we would find another dog that would be a good match for our home and that Caesar would then look after Marley, I think it was actually really exciting for us. I mean, it's something that we'd never considered, and we certainly were struggling to find Marley a new home.
All right, so you bring him out.
11-year-old pit bull Rocky has been a longtime member of Caesar's pack. Caesar, along with his assistant Tina Madden, prepare Rocky to meet his new pack.
My presence can be very overpowering, so I want him to have the best time coming into a new environment. So sometimes it's not me, the handler. I can be the one who supervises the reunion between new humans and new dogs. So I want Rocky to have the best first day he can ever have, because the first day is the most important day for the foundation of relationships.
Hi there.
Hello.
How are you?
Come on in.
Great, how are you?
Perfect. That was actually really good. So notice that when they opened the door, Rocky wanted to go inside right away, so he became very familiar with the center, very comfortable with the energy. So at that time, Tina had to let it go. Very, very important clue. That second, 2 seconds can create a little unsureness, but everything is going well. Look at that, that's very good connection. So this is new house for you, huh?
Yeah, we are renting this house while we're building a new house. So yeah, you come to New Digs, welcome.
Yeah. What do you think?
He's beautiful.
Energy.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She likes him.
She does like him.
This behavior of him coming to you guys and sniffing, you know, is let him work for you, you know?
Yeah.
If you keep it this way where you just let him come in and smell, no touch yet, that allows him to, you know, to stay calm and not become so codependent of, you know, I have to be with the human, otherwise the human,
Right.
you know? We don't want to do that because, and then the only way they calm down is when you touch.
Yeah.
Well, when we first met Rocky, it was, I guess, there was some trepidation, you know, I mean, the whole preconceived notion of pit bulls. Once you get over that, you know Caesar wouldn't put us in harm's way, and he's only trying to do the right thing. And likewise, we want to do what's right for Marley and for Rocky at the same time. So we're more than willing to open up our home to Rocky.
Well, we want to say thank you so
Yeah.
much. I think this is a great solution for us.
Yes.
I mean, you know, it's been a couple of months since we last saw you, and we didn't know what to do with Marley. We knew that we couldn't let him in the house. We knew that we couldn't put our other pets in jeopardy. It all, I mean, after 4 or 5 months now, it's all come together, and I have always felt very strongly that you would be the person to help Marley.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Well, we were feeling like a failure with Marley, and so...
Yeah, even with
Nope.
best intentions. Best intentions doesn't help a dog get better, frankly. And we were way in over our heads.
Caesar has brought 3 calm, submissive members from his pack, Daddy, Sid, and Lewis, to help ease Marley's transition back to the Dog Psychology Center.
I don't want him to jump out of a gate. So he's giving us distance. All that is really good for him to give us so much distance and allow us to come in so quick. It's a good symptom already. So we're moving in. So we're gonna approach slowly because we don't want to create nervousness, fear. See, if you notice how I'm walking sideways, I'm not walking forward. He's already showing me I'm a little overwhelmed by all of you guys. So I have to be also very respectful because what I want is respect. Look at my friend Daddy. See how he's holding his head back. He's holding his head back, you know. For a dog that is approaching means I respect you. Look, surrendering to Daddy, I mean, that's perfect. So that's what I'm gonna do, exactly what Daddy did, you know, approach in a certain way. I'm gonna still approach sideways. Because he doesn't trust humans. And or respect humans, he bit humans already, there you go. Right there, no eye contact. Look how he's holding his head back. He's a little stiff right now. Look at the tail, almost like a rattlesnake. I'm gonna move to this side so you can see the approach. There you go. We want them to come to us. We want them to analyze us. There you go. We want to be sent. The goal for me is always to be sent, then sight, and the last thing is gonna be sound. So we have Lewis, we have Sid right here. Their energy is very important for him to see how these dogs treat me. Look at that, that's perfect, look. Coming in, it's exactly what he did for Daddy, look at that. Lowering the head is very important, you know? He gave me respect and he gave me trust. This is perfect, calm, submissive state. Then you bring a leash, look, present the leash, wow, right there. Feral dog being trapped by, there, this is nice.
We hope that Marley does well, and we know
Rocky will do well.
Yeah.
And frankly, we're honored that Caesar would think of us to take care of a dog from his pack.
Okay. Okay, Mr. Marley is ready to go to our new center.
Things did not end up as we expected, but I think we made out pretty well. I think we're happy about it, right?
we got the better end of the deal.
Absolutely. We definitely got the better end of the deal.
I always say to people, you never get the dog you want, you get the dog you need. And I think, you know, my human pack is ready to learn about what feral dogs look like and how can you gain trust and respect from it. So this time is for us.
Diane and John Kroska have always welcomed terriers of all varieties into their spacious home on a Minnesota lakefront.
We've had 3 generations of Scotties, 1 generation of Westies, and now a Foxy, and all of our dogs have come as rejects. Humane Society almost being put down, difficult to handle, so they don't fit into a family situation.
When a fox terrier named Piper needed a new place to live, the Kroskas gladly opened their home and hearts to her. Soon, Piper returned the favor in an unanticipated way.
I had been diagnosed with colon cancer, so my world just kind of took a nosedive. And I needed fur. I needed to have some companion that I could talk to, other than my husband, who would say, sure, you'll be all right.
Happily, Diane recovered from her illness with the love and support of her canine companion. But when the Kroskas gave Piper free run of their property, Piper soon took advantage of her owners.
Piper really runs the house because she runs Diane.
Oh, yes. All my dogs are spoiled. Come on, get your butt over.
As long as a dog will come, she'll get a treat.
I've seen John bend down and feed her off of his plate.
So there's no real disciplinarian at all. She's been a little difficult recently. I came home from work about a month or so ago, and there's a 1-foot diameter hole chewed in a wall.
As you can see, she's really interested in the deck there. She's chewed on the steps.
With our fenced backyard, she's got 1/3 of an acre on the lake, and I think some of the terrier killer behavior came out. We've got a rather lengthy list of animals she's killed. Several chipmunks, a couple of squirrels, 1 rabbit, 1 bat. I still can't figure out how she got the bat. And just yesterday before you came, a mouse.
While their big backyard has yielded up a long list of targets for Piper, the Kroskas find themselves baffled by their determined terrier's most unlikely prey.
She came in one day, ear to ear, grease. Where did you get grease?
Piper. One day I was out in the backyard and I couldn't find her, and I thought, man, where is she? So I decided I was going back into the house, and as I walked by the lawnmower, I heard this, and I go, Piper? And here she was, just licking Piper. She wouldn't get off the lawnmower. And so I reached for her, and as I reached for her, she grabbed on my arm and bit. And I thought, uh-oh, we've got a problem. Get. A while back, maybe there was a critter in there. And she thought if she licked, she could get down to where that smell was. Yeah, it's been 2 years, and she hasn't found it, has she?
And a greasy dog smells a little hard to clean.
We put a piece of chain link fence over the lawnmower, but she had managed to pull that chain link fence off. And well, basically, I want to know why she does it. You know, is she just, you know, crazy or what?
Fortunately, Diane knows who to call with this perplexing problem. She met Caesar when she volunteered at one of his local seminars. But have Diane and John really learned Caesar's way?
She's a nice, obviously pretty house dog.
Yeah.
But she's kind of a killer and a destroyer of things.
Yeah.
I've come home from work and she's chewed a 1-foot diameter hole in the wall of the house.
She has a habit of licking our riding lawnmower.
Yeah.
And I think she does it to pacify herself.
Well, and we've caught her at it, and you can't get her out of there. She's got that dedication of
obsession.
Or obsession, actually, is a better term, of just going after whatever she smells or thinks she smelled in there from the past.
You describe what she does, so let's talk about what you do. They say, oh, we walk the dog every day for 45 minutes. Sounds great. Fine, that sounds awesome, 45 minutes. And then the truth came out.
I go for a walk, maybe every other week.
Maybe 3-4 times a week.
So there is a big clue. All right, so, okay. So how do you practice the walk?
Unfortunately, Piper leads the way on a long leash.
Okay.
And she
With
never
both
goes
of
up-
you?
With both of us.
And how come you never learn how to walk the dog with a structure?
Well, Diane does most of the walking, and I would call it a wandering walk. They both go at a fairly rapid pace. But to keep the dog on a short leash is something Diane has to be taught more than the dog does.
Her nose is working a lot, you know, on our walks.
They scare deer.
She's a hunting dog, so she's bred to hunt.
The hunting breed.
Breed, okay.
Yeah. Some animals are predator, some animals are prey.
Okay.
Dog, pack leader, follower.
Uh-huh.
Leader.
Yep.
Predator, leader. Terrier,
Terrier.
Definitely
Hunter.
usually leader.
Oh,
You have 3 powers against you.
Okay.
So how are we gonna
Yes, that's a
help
good
you?
question.
You want me to stay here for like 3 months?
Please.
You've also not done a good job, because on Friday nights when your show is on, Diane always watches it, and usually Piper's sitting on her lap. Diane expects Piper to learn from the show. Not working. Not working.
But that's what I'm saying about the whole thing. You're seeing a show that is describing these things, but you're not really following it.
Following it.
Right.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure willing to work.
So we have to go for a walk first before we go into anything else.
Okay.
As soon as Diane attaches Piper's flexi leash in preparation for their walk, Caesar realizes who's the real leader of the Kroska pack.
Sure, her teeth can handle it, but she doesn't.
We start out really well in the house. She starts out by sitting at the door. Sit. But when she hits the front step,
We already lost the control.
she was out like a rocket and halfway down the driveway before I could get my foot off the step.
This is normal. The dog beats everybody else out of the house. I mean, look at who's towing who.
We gotta start all over again. She got great control. She told Piper sit down. Piper sit down. As soon as she opened the door, we lost our influence. I'm not against flexi leashes, but the flexi leash at this moment will not be beneficial.
Okay.
So we gotta use just a shorter leash. And I always say, begin with a structure, then give reward, and then go back to structure.
Okay.
So this is not structure.
This is not.
This is just like, you know what I mean, like the reward. So she got rewarded right away with the leadership position.
Okay.
Caesar and his wife, Illusion, developed the Illusion Collar to help pet owners get better control over headstrong dogs like Piper.
When you introduce a new tool, you have to present it to the dog, and then the dog is going to tell you how he feels. You lift the tool, invite the dog to come in. Okay, that's when the dog say, I'm unsure about it. Can we have food? We don't want to put any tool if a dog backs away, because that becomes a negative association. Okay, so that's good. All right. So then John make a great observation. She's not sure about you.
She's nervous about you, I think.
She's never, okay. Okay, you come in and see if she can be motivated by you. Perfect. Whatever works for the dog, I'm going to do.
Okay.
We don't want to bring it to her. We want her to come and put it on.
Come here. Here.
Okay, so I step out of it.
Here, take a treat.
Very nice. There you go. Good. He tried to catch her. So when he tried to catch her, she backed away. So he can actually lose trust by the behavior that he was doing. Don't surprise her.
Yeah.
Okay, don't surprise the puppy.
No, don't shove it in. There you go. Then slowly you put it in. There you go. Put the color over. There you go. Slow. That's nice. You see it? That was good. You almost got it. Nice. Oh, that's a good time to put it on. So if she's in a submissive state, you can put it on. There you go. Then reward.
We just took about 5 tries with the old cookie, and then I slipped it on her head, and the walk showed that she didn't mind that.
There you go. This is a mind that is following versus a mind that is searching or hunting.
Exactly. That's what she does. She'll go head there, and she'll head over there.
Yeah. But this is a walk with a structure.
Okay. This is really good for her.
Yeah. Then you can say I walk the dog.
Yeah. Instead of the dog walking me.
Yes. I was behind the dog 45 minutes. You should say that.
Yeah.
So come over here and just use. Yeah, there we go. Use this. Nice.
It felt a little different because I wasn't constantly trying to have to keep up with Piper. I had her leash between my 2 fingers and not even holding on to it. It was just draped through the whole of my 2 fingers.
Any problem with the water?
Caesar's next goal is to teach Diane how to control Piper's behavior around the lawnmower before it escalates into obsessive licking.
Well, she comes and she'll maybe circle it 3 or 4 times.
Stay. Stay.
And
touch. Stay.
She'll jump up on the rocks and just lay on top.
All right, so this is where we can use the foot to redirect her attention. There we go. If she looks that way, she gets the correction.
Okay.
So then she learned, if I'm around the lawnmower, what is my other option? Because the only option she believes she has is to become obsessive towards it. So it requires energy to be patient as much as it requires energy to release obsession.
Okay.
But this is more positive. Hey, correction. Stay. So what you're saying is ignore the lawnmower, and I reward you. So it's a payback. And then they say, okay, it makes sense for me to ignore something that it has helped me to release my frustration.
Okay.
Obviously, they find some type of pleasure.
Yes.
My God, that was a vampire.
Brian, you should get your spray. Welcome to Minnesota. They'll
Thank
carry you away.
Ooh. Yeah, we need some spray. Yeah, we're gonna die here.
While taking a break to deal with the unofficial state bird of Minnesota, Caesar uses the opportunity to reinforce his lesson.
You know, while we're doing other things, this requires energy.
Yeah.
For her to stay there and focus and do whatever we ask her to do, she's practicing an activity.
Yeah, because usually she would take off and she'd be down in that pile and...
Because
she'd see something.
I don't know.
Oh.
That's even better. Yeah. No, the reason why she does is because you allow her.
Uh-huh.
It's not because she sees something. It's because you allow.
Okay.
We were in front of two people who had the knowledge, but they didn't apply the knowledge. It was a constant, it's her fault. Oh, it's the color. Who is the people? Who is this? It was constantly, this is why she's doing it. No. They have to acknowledge that today they change a different way of being. Just drop the leash. And that is an activity.
Wow, she would never do that before. She's just...
Because?
Because she would be just looking for other things to do.
No.
No?
No, Diane. Because, come on.
Because?
You never asked her to.
Well, this is true.
There you go. That's the answer. Just keep it simple.
Okay. It'll give us something to do. We'll have a more structured walk in the morning, come back in and practice a little more of the obedience around the lawnmower, and just take it day by day and see if we have a different dog.
She's not attacking. She's not doing anything.
It's the opposite of obsession, right? So let me give you a hand for that.
Oh, thank you.
I hope they see that together they can accomplish much more. And a dog should bring you together. A dog should bring family together. Today, we didn't saw a predator, we didn't saw a leader, we didn't saw a hunter, and we didn't saw an obsessive dog. We saw a calm, submissive fox terrier. In order to help understand your dog's issues, you also have to understand the energy you are projecting to your dog.
So Caesar, things are going great with Rocky. He's become the newest member of our family. As you can see, he's very comfortable with all of us. We love having him around. He is such a calm influence. He goes on a regular walk, and he actually is the ideal dog. So we're really happy.
Tara and Tyler, I want you to know that Marley is a happy member of our pack, and I know that one day soon he will be helping me to rehabilitate other dogs.
Come on.
John and Diane report that Piper is doing much, much better on their walks, and also around the lawnmower. Remember that your dog is like a mirror, reflecting your own energy right back at you. I am Cesar Millan. Thank you for watching Dog Whisper here on the National Geographic Channel.